Hi Jordan, I'm making this little video for you to help you out with sheet 5 question 2. Very hard sometimes to explain how to do these things in writing, as you know, so I figured because you're so far away and we can't actually talk this through on the telephone, I'd make this little video for you. So hopefully this will help you out with the question, and please, anytime you need this sort of assistance, let me know, because it doesn't take me too long to make these, so I can make them for you at any stage. Alright, here we go. So Jordan, this is the question you're having trouble with, and what I've done is, instead of give you the answers to this, is I've created a couple of questions that are different but will require you to use the same sort of thinking. Also, what I've done a little bit different is I think setting it out the way they've got it in the book is making things a little bit more confusing for you. So instead of it just being a row there with the equal signs in the middle, I've put them into boxes so you can see exactly what each section is doing. And you'll also see I've named the tops of the boxes, so it helps to remind you what you're really looking for. So the first box is always going to be a simplified fraction, and that really just means a fraction written in its simplest form. From that, we then are going to try and work out the equivalent fraction out of 100, so using hundredths. From that, we can then easily work out the decimal fraction and then the percentage as well. The reason why it's so easy to work out the percentage based on our hundredth fraction is percentage really is just saying to us a part out of every 100. So if you have a look at the percentage sign, you'll see you can kind of make out 100 in there. That might be the 1 and the 2 zeros. It kind of also looks like a fraction. This line here could be representing the vinculum of a normal fraction, and you could say these two dots here would would represent the denominator and the numerator. So that's an easy way to remember that a fraction out of 100 can always be represented as a percentage really easily, because we are just talking about a part of every 100 things when we talk about percentages. So let's start with this one. So we're talking about wanting to create equivalent fractions, and the way we do that is by thinking whatever we do to the bottom number we need to do to the top number. So from getting 10 to 100, I know I will have had to have multiplied by 10. So I need to do the same thing for my numerator. So 2 multiplied by 10 is 20. So 2 tenths is equivalent to 20 hundredths. Now, to write a decimal, with your decimals you would have your ones place and tens and so on going this way in whole numbers. In the decimals, or the fraction side of the decimal point, you have your tenths, hundredths, thousands, and so on going in this direction. When you write a number as a decimal with hundredths, the last digit of that number will be in the hundredths column. And we have 20 hundredths. So we know we have a decimal, we have 20 hundredths, we want our last digit to be in the hundredths column. So we can represent 20 hundredths as 0.20 or 20 hundredths. Now, as a percentage, we know we've got 20 parts out of 100, so the percentage is 20%. Let's have a look at the next one. Here I have 4 25ths. First of all, I think about what will I have to do to get from 25 to 100. I know I will have had to have multiplied by 4. So I need to do the same to my numerator. Multiply by 4. 4 multiplied by 4 is 16. So 4 25ths is equivalent to 16 hundredths. When I say equivalent, it means they're representing the same amount. So if I ate 4 25ths of a pizza, it would be the same as eating 16 1/100ths of a pizza. Although dividing a pizza into 100 pieces might be a little bit difficult, but anyway, there's an example for you. Okay, the same thing with my hundreds. I've got 16 of them. I want my last digit to be in the hundredths column. So there we go. We have representing 1600ths as a decimal like this. As a percentage, we know we have 16 parts out of every 100. So I can just write 16 here. This example here, a little bit trickier because I've been given the percentage, not the simplified fraction. Immediately though, from this percentage, I straight away know the answer to this one because these are both talking about the same part out of 100. So I can immediately write 60 over here. I also then will know how to write my decimal, knowing that the last digit wants to be in the hundredths place. Then I can put the next digit in the tenths, and we always put 0 in the ones column. Now, to figure out this denominator over here, I can just do the reverse of what I was doing up here. How or what will I need to divide 60 by to have gotten to 3? I know, because I'm really good at my times tables, that that would be 20. 60 divided by 20 is 3. I can check that by thinking 3 multiplied by 20 is 60. So if I divide my denominator by 20 as well, 100 divided by 20 is 5. And again, I can check my answer by going the opposite way. 5 multiplied by 20 does equal 100. Okay, now the last example is similar to the last example on your sheet as well. A little bit trickier because if you look at 16, there's not an obvious way of getting from 16 to 100 because 16 doesn't go into 100 evenly. What I do notice straight away though is this fraction here isn't written in its simplest form. We can make it simpler using smaller numbers, but making sure it's equivalent. So first of all, I can see 8 and 16, they're both even numbers, so I should be able to put 2 into each or divide each by 2. But when we're simplifying fractions, we always want to try and find the highest number that will go into both numbers, and here 8 goes into 8 and 8 also goes into 16, so that would be my highest number. So to simplify it, 8 divided by 8 is 1, 16 divided by 8 is 2. There are 2 8s in 16 and 1 8 in 8. So my most simplified fraction here is actually 1/2. I hope you can see that. When I'm thinking about a half, I should easily be able to think, okay, well, that must be 50 out of 100. If you're not sure though, and you do need to work it out, you do the same process we did with the first couple. 2 multiplied by what will equal 100? 2 multiplied by 50 equals 100. So I would need to do the same to my numerator, multiply by 50. 1 multiplied by 50 is 50. So we have 50 100ths, and then the rest of it's easy. So here I know I've got 50 hundredths represented as a decimal fraction, and my percentage will be 50%. So if you can work through these questions in basically the same way, then I think you will be able to get all of those out. If you need to, just rewind the video and watch each of those questions one by one, and then go back to your book and see if you can use those explanations to transfer over to this page here to get that finished. Anyway, I hope that helped, and hopefully I'll get to talk to you again soon. Thanks, Jordyn. Bye.